Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for giving me 7 minutes and 57 seconds, so I'm going to go pretty quickly. Firstly, thank you very much to the panel for a great segue into Geniusto. So, gentlemen, your comments around neobanking, digital banking, and how you feel that there's a wonderful opportunity right now for fintech to jump into that space and be able to provide a fantastic set of tools for the B2B digital banking. Well, here we are, Geniusto. So thanks very much for the segue. And so what is Geniusto? So Geniusto is a payment and a technology enabler. We are a software house, of course, but we don't go to market talking about being a software house. This day and age, nobody wants to buy software. So we call ourselves a technology enabler. We deal with banks, credit unions, payment providers, remittance companies, and e-money issuers on an international scale. So what this means is that we know exactly who our customers are. We only sell to regulated entities, could be pretty much any country around the world. One of the exciting things about the transactional business, about the payments business, is that it's pretty much ubiquitous, and it operates in almost the same way in every country in the world. So some regulation might be slightly different from one country to another, but at the end of the day, a payment is a payment is a payment. And so it means that we can deploy this technology very rapidly, pretty much anywhere in the world. We have customers right now in 12 countries, so we're not really a startup. I would say we're early stage. Let's move on a little bit. So what is it that we bring to the market? A couple of years ago, when this product was first brought out to the market to launch neobanking, digital banking, we talked a lot about core banking. But we quickly understood that this was a red ocean. We were up against many other players offering core banking. But the real strength of our product was the payments orchestration. So we started then pivoting into payments orchestration, and that gave us a lot of traction. We won new customers, we won new investors, and this really resonated very well with people. But now we see a lot of people jumping into payments orchestration, and so we've pivoted slightly even further. And there's a reason for that, because as these gentlemen were saying, crypto is on the rise. Our customers who are in the traditional banking space are asking us every day, what do we do about crypto? Is there something that you could bring? What kind of products and services could we offer in crypto to complement what we're doing? So we now call it a digital economy management suite. It's an all-in-one suite of tools that can enable either a neobank or a traditional bank or an EMI to really offer a very broad range of services on the front end with all the back-end management all the way to the front end of a super app type experience, as these gentlemen were earlier talking about. So payment services, payment aggregation, transferring funds, international remittance, checking my balances, buying, applying for loans, whatever it might be, can all be done through the system and fully managed. No? So I think there's been a lot of talk today about some of the current challenges in the global economies. They were just mentioned a few moments ago. There's a war going on. Interest rates are now finally rising, which is creating difficulties. Crypto coming along, the regulators around the world wondering what kind of regulations should we write. Some countries are further ahead in regulation. Some haven't even started thinking about regulation. Some have made some regulation that perhaps is not appropriate yet. It's going to take time for all of that regulation to mature. And so there's a lot of political headwind, economic headwind, tremendous challenges for financial institutions. One of the biggest challenges that they face, and we deal with this a lot, is that their technology costs are going through the roof. They're paying way too much money to incumbents for aging technologies that are inflexible, dinosaur systems that are just hugely costly to manage and maintain. So, what are the 4 key challenges that our customers face? Compliance, agility, relevance, and efficiency. And these are the things that we solve. How do we solve it? We solve it with the Go Digital Economy Management Suite. This is a very powerful suite of tools. It's a mature product which has been 20 years in the making. We have enormous experience in the payments and banking industry across Europe, UK, Southeast Asia. We've now opened customers in the US, and we're expanding every day, winning new customers every day. So we deal with the front end, mobile, internet banking, very powerful apps for merchants, creating a complete ecosystem for people to use. We, of course, have core banking, managing deposits. This is great for neobanks, no? We have all of the compliance piece, as we talked about earlier on this panel, EKYC, AML screening, fraud monitoring, transaction monitoring, everything that the institution needs to successfully run a payments transactional business. So this could be an EMI, or it could be a bank that we layer this in right on top of their existing core banking. So I've got 2.5 minutes remaining, so I've got to do this really quickly. So, powerful rules management engine. This is the key to what we provide. So this is not a monolithic software. This is microservices, can be deployed in any cloud that the customer prefers. We are an AWS partner, but it could be Azure, it could be DigitalOcean, depends where they want to put it, right? And we can now serve in a modular manner any and all of the modules that we have, and then plug them in via the API Connect Hub into whatever systems they might be using, okay? The reason we can maintain compliance very quickly is because the whole system is based on a very powerful rules management engine. So we can go in and rewrite rules literally within hours, test them on a test platform, publish to their live environment, and keep the institution compliant, help them to launch new products, new services, whatever it might be, in a very short turnaround time. This is really a game changer for many institutions that we work with now. Agility, I talked about the complexity and cost of these huge tech stacks that they're running. We can bring this to the table, plug it in on top of their existing core banking. In many cases, we talk to institutions who are saying, we need to change our core banking. And in many times I'll say, you know what, keep your core banking. I'll layer this in on top. I'll extend the life of your core banking. You don't have to go through that enormously painful multi-year project, millions of dollars to change out core banking, very high risk. We'll keep the existing core banking, use it more like a data store, and we'll give them all of this agility on top of that. So we are taking small rural banks in the Philippines, in UK and other places, and turning them into neobanks, allowing them to now onboard customers remotely, grow their business dramatically, add payments through mobile, et cetera, et cetera. So literally taking traditional banks, turning them into digital banks. Remaining relevant with their customers. This is so important. The big players that are coming into the market with EMI plays, the Alipays of the world, in the Philippines, GCash and Paymaya you may know of. There are companies like this around the world who are squeezing the small banks out, and people are moving into these agile mobile payment solutions. So we want to help these institutions remain relevant by bringing products. Okay, time is up, it says. Let me show you the numbers very, very quickly. So by the end of 2022, we will be doubling our 2021 revenues. We're looking at $4 million in revenue this year. We are launching our raise now, and we're doing a pre-Series B. The main strategy is to launch ourselves into the US market. We have strong revenue. We will be cash flow positive by the end of the year. I have about 40 months of runway, so we're not really worried about the cash position, but we want to accelerate growth into the US market. There are over 10,000 community banks and credit unions in the US that need our technology. So there's a huge opportunity there. Thank you very much for listening. We've got lots and lots more information for you. If you come and visit us at the stand there, or if you'd like to set a meeting with us later on, we can get you into the data room. We can show you all the statistics. We can show you the apps. We can give you the live demos. And we'll be very, very excited to meet with you. So I'm Matthew. Thank you very much for your time today. Sorry I went over by about 1 minute. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you very much, Matthew.